Thank you.
All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. So my name's Candace Leonard. I'm one of the project management partners here at WaTech. I've been in the industry for over 30 years, both public and private, in various leadership and delivery roles. So I'm proud to be a part of this IT project resources framework journey with all of you.
Hello again. I am Dana McLean. I'm so glad to see so many familiar names back with us today. I am also a project management partner with WaTech, with more than 30 years experience filling multiple roles in project management, including program and project manager, oversight consultant, IVNV, QA, all those wonderful fun roles that we all play throughout project management. So again, glad to be here and welcome to all of you guys. I'll pass it over to Kathy.
Thanks, Dana. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kathy Costello, statewide business architect, and I'm partnering with Candace and Dana and Puneet to ensure that we are including technology reviews as well as architectural consultations early in the process that this framework supports, so we can help ensure that the technology we'll be implementing will work within our infrastructure and can leverage all of the required services to run your technology. And I'll turn it over to Puneet.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. Puneet Agrawal. I am Oversight Consultant Manager here at WaTech. Been here about 5 years. Been in this IT industry for just over 25 years or so. I really enjoyed every part of it. Like everybody of us, I've had many hats from developer to manager, data conversion, program project manager, portfolio manager, things like that. But I'm really enjoying the oversight part. And I'm hoping with this conversation and upcoming cohorts, we make sure that oversight is a consulting and a coaching and a helping function while also meeting legislative and compliance requirements. And I also have most of my team, hopefully today, as we get into some of the oversight function details.
Thank you, Puneet. All right, everyone, this is not a new slide to most of you that have been through the open houses. We have a journey all around the board for your project resources framework, starting at inception, concept development, stage 0, moving all the way up to stage 9, post-go live operations. I put in the chat the framework for you to go and look at. It's accordion style, so you can open it up, expand it as you go. And with that, again, different stages. You're going to go through different stages in your delivery. So use these as a resource. There's templates that align with each one, as well as tasks that have been broken down. And you'll see at the bottom of the framework now, we do have personas. We're starting to work with a lot of state agencies on developing those delivery personas and the cards that go with it, but will help you put together that RACI as you're starting to deliver your project. So with that, I'm going to turn over to Dana.
All right, and again, just as a reminder, if you're out there on WaTech's website, there is a strategy drop down there that says State IT Projects. Click on that. Then you'll see the little box at the bottom that's IT Project Resources. Easy peasy. If you can't find it, though, holler, and we'll guide you a little bit more. Once you're inside of that, once you press IT Project Resources Framework, you're going to see the pages that you see on the left. If you scroll down, you're going to see the page that you see on the right. It's going to be broken down by stage, and within each of those stages will be all the different activities. You click on those activities and you can get into the templates and tools that are there to support you.
Templates are a wonderful opportunity for your agency. It's plug and play for your PMO. Every single template is stylized the same with different content. That's something that Dana and I worked really hard to create, is a drop, plug and play solution for your agencies. They are Word documents. You're able to edit them at your own choice, since they are resources for you to use in your agency. So if you go to the tools and templates, you will see about 80 templates out there for you to use for delivery. And lastly, before we turn over to Puneet, Dana and I have worked on an agile learning workshop, which is teaching you all the components of agile delivery with jelly bean production. So we had to find a way to get through 4 sprints. This is something we're looking at offering, but we wanted to see if there would be interest. We think the target cost is going to be around $35. We would host it through Learning Management System, so it's easy for you to sign up. It would be in Olympia because we are working with real jelly beans. In a controlled environment with rubber gloves and so on. But we would be teaching you to get through enterprise level governance, curveballs, doing all your ceremonies for Agile, and really that hands-on simulation for Agile delivery. We can't all go build code, but we can definitely build our jelly bean factory. So this is something that Dana will put in the chat or up for you to vote on. We'll talk about it again, but if we have enough interest, we will consider offering this Agile delivery class for everyone, which will give you the confidence as you're moving forward with your 701 projects. There'll be learning up front, and then there'll be a fun workshop as we go through. And then I'm going to turn it over
Candace,
to
it's
Puneet.
looking pretty good. If you're able to see the results on the screen.
Yeah, everybody definitely vote on that. And once we have enough folks, we can seat 100 people in the Agile Delivery Workshop. We can definitely do one with half the amount, but we do want to have a good response of showing of people interested. And then if your agency would be interested and you're the only participant, you would have more people. Go ahead and put that in the chat, because if we see enough respondents want to do this, then we will talk with our leadership to get that scheduled. All right, Puneet.
Thank you.
Candace, I believe you
Oh.
need to reshare.
Oh, perfect. I'm resharing.
All right. I'm hoping some of my team members are here as well, but and I would like them to come on the camera. But my team has 7 oversight consultants here. All 7 are well-experienced project managers, program managers. They have done this activity all their life, and then with all that work, they have chosen to be here supporting oversight activities, supporting IT projects in the state. And like I said, it is more about coaching, helping, working with you to make sure we increase the chances of success on IT in state, reduce wasteful spending where we can, and increases success, reduce risk, reduce issues. I am not sure how many of you are here, but the team has, I'll just go read from the top: Jennifer Stedler, Stephanie Serber, Ashley Retu, sorry, Kara Zamora. We have Catherine Gillespie, Sam Pulley, and Brad Putney. All right. Let's go to the next one. So with that, now I know you have flashed the screen, Dana, and those of you who have seen State IT Project landing page, this page has been morphed a little bit better to have a better view into the 6 key areas we cover in state IT projects. We start the oversight through IT investment intake. As you know, those who have been part of the oversight function go through the investment intake. We talk about the oversight determination. We have tiering. We talk about how gated and non-gated projects may work slightly different, especially in oversight. Those aspects we'll cover in oversight requirements. IT project resources is the area that Candice and Dana have been going through, talk about. More details to come on the other blocks, which is IT project lifecycle and the PM community of practice over time. And at each slide, if you have questions, please feel free to raise your hand. We would like to cover questions better as we are on the context of the slide. We'll always definitely have time in the end to cover additional questions you may have. All right. First area, IT project oversight. So this is the overview of oversight project. We have the projects that we bring in oversight. They could be gated funding projects. They could be non-gated funding. The distinction between the two is based on how the investment is funded. So you may have, you meaning the agencies, when they request decision packages or otherwise, the legislators, when they finalize the enacted budget, your funding could be subjected to Section 701 as it is written in the funding detail of the proviso. Those projects are gated. They require gated funding oversight from both WaTech and OFM. Your funding may also be coming through what is called IT pool, IT revolving account, or Fund 447. So there are 3 different names for it, but they all mean the same, that there is a pool of fund managed at at one place, OFM manages it, and it allots the agencies as the work continues. Those projects are also gated funding projects. All other IT investments that either are funded in the enacted budget or agencies decide to fund from your own operating budget that are IT related are non-gated. They may also be selectively candidates for oversight based on investment intake and oversight that we will talk next. Those follow the non-gated oversight requirement. OFM is not a very active player on those, but definitely they are custodian of funds. They make sure that the funds are managed and spent appropriately to IT work. And let's see if there are any questions. If not, we can go to the next page. Okay, let's talk about IT investment intake and oversight kickoff. So there are definitely technology policies that WaTech has published. The core policies that govern IT investment and oversight is PM01, investment approval and oversight, and PM03 talks about quality assurance. When it comes to investment intake and oversight, it's all driven by PM01. Any investment that you may have, which is over 500,000 in total plan spent, or longer than 6 months, either of the two criteria being met, we would like the agencies to complete the IT investment intake form. That is our view into making sure that we can assess the risk. We can look at where we can help you, we can work with you, and selectively include them in WaTech and OFM oversight requirements. If it is a gated funding project, oversight is mandatory. Legislators require us to have that oversight function, irrespective of the duration or the total funds being spent, or sometimes total funds even given to you through proviso. There have been cases where the work was subjected to Section 701, but there were no direct funds allotted in the budget. But regardless of that, all of those factors being considered, all the intakes are reviewed by our team. We decide the oversight requirements. We also decide what will be the tier of engagement. Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. There are 3 tiers that we assign. Tier 1 being sort of the lowest risk profile, Tier 3 being the highest risk, most engaging arrangement between WaTech, oversight consultant, and the project team on this. Once we have this oversight determination, and if a project is under oversight, our team will work with your project team to schedule an oversight kickoff. In that meeting, we'll talk about what this investment is all about, what goals you're trying to achieve, how does it align with technology roadmap for the state, for your agency, your mission and vision, how does it help Washingtonians, what may be known risks and concerns that you are focusing on, and then we will start the oversight function, which will be ongoing activities, ongoing meetings, steering committee engagement, oversight artifacts, and whatnot. All of those details will be covered in the kickoff. Okay. Again, I've been speaking a lot. Are there any questions at this time?
Hey, Puneet, this is
All
Dana.
right.
Just real quick.
Okay.
So this is the agency's responsibility. It's on their shoulders to initiate this request, correct?
That is correct. Thank you. Yes. So we definitely would like agencies to be mindful of what the IT investment they're starting with, do a best estimate of the duration and the cost. And we know the duration and the cost may evolve over time. Make your best assessment at the time and submit that investment intake. And I see that there is a hand raised. The other thing I would say is the investment intake is designed to ask question based on the complexity it assesses as you answer the question. So there may be smaller risk investment that you only answer 4 or 5 questions. There may be complex ones that it will ask you more and more questions to get a better assessment of what the work is.
Right, Reese, it looks like you have your hand up.
Yes, I was wondering, do some agencies have like an exemption where it's on either, because they have proper oversight of their projects, and so for example, University of Washington?
I'm not sure if there is a specific exemption in the legislation or RCW. I think it is covering all universities as well, the way it is written in RCW. If you already have other oversights, there are places where the funds are coming from federal grants, where federal oversight may already be part of your engagement. We would love to hear that and see that in the investment intake itself. And that would help us determine our engagement level. And also, this engagement has to be value driven. It's not, let's do oversight just because. If there is already sufficient oversight in place, then additional oversight actions from WaTech team may not be productive. So that determination will be made based on your sharing us information through the intake.
Okay, and this RCW is not new.
It's not new, that's correct. It has been there for a while.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Certainly. All right. Let's go to the oversight requirements page. So now if you think about the journey of oversight, you have completed your investment intake. We have reviewed it. If it was gated, then definitely there is oversight requirement. If it is non-gated, it has been reviewed to decide oversight engagement. We know what tier you are going to be, tier 1, 2, or 3. We have scheduled a kickoff. We have walked through, and we are now talking about what are the oversight requirements. So this page, when you go to, it will talk about some of the core oversight requirements that are artifacts that describe how you're spending the funds, where the funds are going, what is the expected budget of the project from start to finish, including a portion of M&O, and what is your project charter? What are you actually achieving? What are the goals? What does the success look like? That is the project charter that authorizes the project to start. If you're gated, then you would have gated funding requirements, which is project is divided into gates with specific deliverables. At each gate, you would complete your gate obligations. You'll request fund release and authorization that goes through gate certification and fund release by OFM. And there may be quality assurance service requirements based on the project type and project tiering. All of those are described on the oversight page. Now, please also note this page also tells you what are the policies procedures. And I was saying in the beginning, there is 2 core policies, PM01, investment oversight and approval, PM03, which is quality assurance service requirements. Those are the 2 policies and its standards. Links are available on that page and also on the slide deck. And there are several templates and supporting documents available. Now, in that page, you will find templates for the technology budget because it's a very specific worksheet-based data that we collect. It has its own user guide and frequently asked questions. It has video recording about how to use the spreadsheet. So those documents are available. And the other documents for project charter and other project management plans are going to be part of the overall IT project resource that this group has already been walking through for all the stages. Okay, let's see if there are any questions.
And I highly encourage, if you're new to this, to go out and look at the link we put in there for the IT Project Resources Framework. You're going to see all the PM 0104 templates, as well as all the other templates for delivery that help you lower your risk posture as you go through delivery. So it's a really neat tool we created. There's a checklist, which is one of the very first templates you're going to see in there, is the checklist of all the templates where you can work with all your impacted parties, your sponsor, and determine to lower your risk posture with templates beyond the PMO 104 you're going to be using in your delivery. It's a real good tool. As well, in there is the policy worksheet as well. It outlines all the WaTech policies that are applicable to your delivery project that you go through when you're working with Kathy, who we heard from earlier on the design review transformation side.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up PM 0104. This links directly to your oversight tiering, because each tier is based on how risky the engagement may be, what's the likely impact to Washingtonians. Accordingly, there are some differences in the documentation requirements. So PM 0104S will talk about, if you are tier 3, what documents we expect you to complete. This is the minimum code. That doesn't mean you stop there. I would highly suggest use the IT resource framework. Do your own assessment of what your project is about to intake, what is it going to deliver, and what plans and documentation and checklist and records and data sets would be really helpful to you. It's not one size fits all, right? It is based on your need and your risk profile. What can help you? Okay. I believe that was the last slide, unless I have something more to cover. There we go.
No, we are at questions. If there's anything broader, we are happy to go and walk you through the framework, where that checklist is, where the worksheet is. That is probably the most valuable piece of the entire framework. We also have the agenda for August 19th out there. We're going to have design review transformation taking the front stage. That's going to be Anna and Kathy coming in and talking to you about an exciting DRT process here that all of you will be navigating through. But if you have any questions, we're happy to go through and talk about anything with folks. I can give a real quick show and tell how to get to it. State IT projects, IT project resources, IT project tools and templates, gets you right to all the templates. And here are those two worksheets. When you're in the checklist, that's the one we talked about where Puneet said the minimum requirements for PMO 104 are going to be the ones that we have here in yellow, but you'll see all the other templates here that you have access to. Yes, no, not applicable. This is a great tool to have visibility into any risk posture your delivery project might be needing to lower. And then the other tool that you might want to look at is going to be this policy worksheet one that sits right above it. This allows you to create all your agency policies, any other requirements, federal requirements, other requirements, and then here's all the WaTech policies. Yes, no, not applicables. These are great to fill out at the very beginning. These drive your requirements, you know, in addition to the workflow and all the other use cases that you're going to get when you engage with your business and customer communities. But this is a really good opportunity to go through and get that line of sight early upfront as you're coming through the DRT process. And then overall, when you're back on the framework, accordion style gets you to all the tasks. And then you'll see our new persona toolkit that we have started to put in here. These are the Word documents, the cards we'll be entering. We're working with different agency partners on these currently. And then in the end, you'll be able to fill out some things and you'll get a RACI that will help you understand who's involved when through your delivery. So we're trying to make this a little bit easier for folks from an enterprise level. Any questions? We do still have plenty of time, but you know, we do like to run a tight agenda. Feel free to put your hand up if you have some questions for us.
Right now today, you guys, you have Puneet as well as all of his oversight consultants online. Take advantage of that. You know, you work with them all the time. Ask them questions. What has been on the top of your mind?
One thing to highlight is every single one of these, if you don't already have it, they all have topics. So deep dive solution architecture for security and architecture design. You know, this one is going to be test planning and master test plan development. So definitely look at those agendas and get signed up for Gov Delivery so that way you get our newsletter. And it looks like Reese, we got your hand up.
Since we have the time, I was just curious, how many projects are in your portfolio that you've got oversight on right now, and what tools are you using to track that?
Great question. Let's see if one of my team members would enjoy responding to it. Please come off mute.
I can answer that
Go ahead,
pretty
Shada.
quickly, just because I have the sheet open. But we have approximately about 48 to 50 projects in our portfolio right now. And of course, like Candace is pulling up, we utilize multiple tools between Tableau for the IT dashboard. A lot of our project information is tracked in Salesforce. And then there's multiple other tools that we have in place in the background that we utilize for managing our portfolios.
Great
And
question.
what you're looking at on the screen is a public website. where you can search for not only active projects, also past completed projects and their documentation. There is a default filtering only for active, but you can check to include completed and go to their details as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. Can you put a link to this in the chat?
Yeah, definitely. It's right there on watech.wa.gov. So I'm going to show the full
Okay.
paths. So if you go to watech.wa.gov, right here, it's just right on our very homepage. Just click on State IT Projects Dashboard and that'll pull it right up for you. Great
Wow.
question. All right, Christy, it looks like we have you next.
Yeah, this actually question came up recently, and I talked with Stephanie about it, but I wondered if you guys could address it too. There are several documents that I can't speak to at the moment on the WaTech site, policies that speak to an investment plan required for projects. And it sounds like that is no longer, that you're using the tech budget or some other process besides a formal investment plan. Is that correct?
That's a great question. And I would not deny that there may be some leftover content about investment plan. Historically, investment plan and technology budget were the core oversight documents required for investment approval. Since about 2.5, 3 years ago, legislators, on our request and our discussions with them, changed the requirement from investment plan to project charter being the core investment detail document. So the investment approval that WaTech is required to issue is based on technology budget and project charter and the quality assurance requirements. Investment plan may still be required on a selective project basis if this is high risk, where additional technology details, additional process details may be required. And oversight consultant, when assigned, will work with the project team with that communication that you do need to complete an investment plan and provide the details around it.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
All right, Dave, we got you next. Or Kavita, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I started speaking and then realized that I am on mute. Thank you so much for the session. I am new to the state job here, handling project management responsibilities with my org, and this information is helpful for sure. And I appreciate you and your team that you provide the project management support. Many things that I am identifying with the projects that I am now starting to get involved with the state wise, the way how the governance and stakeholder management is becoming one of the very core to any project, right? So now, in my case, if I am assigned to a project and I'm just starting to get involved and learn, where others within all my teams, I mean, with the partnering teams with whomsoever that I'm working, they don't have, and they are like, okay, yes, you are our project manager and just tell us what all is needed. Now I know what all are according to PMBOK, what all are the responsibilities, activities, templates, and all that. But the state projects are handled very differently, and especially the governance and the stakeholders' involvement is different. So for me, how do I use these resources that are provided here? Where do I go and I see, okay, now this is the very first initiation phase. These are my responsibilities at this step. How do I use these information that you are sharing?
Definitely. And Kavita, I think one of the really important things is we do have a session on governance. That's going to be September 30th. And I highly encourage you to come to that. We're going to be talking from executive level all the way down and external governance and delivery. So that will be a good session to also have you participate in. But when you're going through this, you're going to be seeing, you know, as we start to talk about organizational change management strategy and we start to put together, you know, our communication plan and we start to put together our governance plans, you know, it's building. Think of it like building blocks as we start to go through this. Your project management plan is going to start to cover it. Your governance structure and plan is going to definitely address what you're talking about, you know, and how people show up and then how you're going to communicate with them and connect with them. So when you're looking at kind of the plan of all plans, you know, each one of these have different components that help you be successful with the dynamicness of your governance structure. And each governance is unique to each delivery project, you know, because of the organizations they're in. being higher ed, at UW where you're at, I would imagine there might be some, recommendations in your PMO. But if not, I would definitely take a look at the governance structure and plan, look at how we account for it in the project management plan and a couple of our other tools like the communication management plan as well. That might help. And then what we always say with these plans is plans are great, but you don't want to be exhaustive with academic adventures of plans. If there's just components in these plans you want to pull forward into a PMP, do that, grab sections from different ones and add it to your PMP, because it really is, your documentation that helps you get to that journey of success. Puneet, your hand's up. And
great.
real quick, Kavita, did that answer your question?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
perfect.
definitely good guidance.
Fantastic. And Kavita, the only thing I would add to that is that if you're looking for maybe what is my first step that could help me is look at the checklist of the different plans and see, based on the work that I'm going to achieve, should I think about putting this document together? Is it going to be needed for the scale of the work that I'm doing? That can be a starting point, and then go to the stages and look at those document templates and how does it help me? That's part one. Part two is the investment intake, right? You don't need to be under oversight to work with our team. If you're just not sure how to, right, drop us an email to say, I just need to do a quick consult about just brainstorming ideas about what am I about to adventure into, right? And where can resources be available to help me? So they're both ways to connect that.
Yeah, and I think, as we're going into this, lean and agile approach, your documentation should be very much the same. Think of it like a recipe. You're looking at the massive book, and you might just take different elements, and if you need that thought partnership, definitely reach out, as Puneet said. We're here to support and help wherever we can. These cohorts are going to be every 2 weeks, as you saw on the agenda. Dana and I run the deck. So if there's any needs out there in the agencies, our partners out there, we're happy to collect topics for our cohorts in the future as well. So don't hesitate to send us an email. At the bottom of the screen was our email. With that, do we have any other questions? So it looks like Reese.
I was just going to ask, is there access to the decks, like to share with our teams and the recordings?
We actually have all of the recordings. We went back into a studio and re-recorded stage 0 to 9 with all of our guest speakers, and those are being produced by our communications team right now. It's a huge undertaking, but through our lessons learned, we found that y'all wanted that. So we'll be releasing those in the weeks ahead. They're just in post-production right now. So the best way is to get signed up for Gov Delivery. And once we know that they're ready and they're posted, we will go out there and send a Gov Delivery notification to say they have been posted. So where you see IT project tools and templates, you're going to see a video library open up right here. And that's going to be today's recording as well as any other recordings that we do. So I would just stay mapped to this and sign up for email, text alerts. You just fill your state ID in here, click submit, and then there's a drop down list and you choose IT project resources and click submit, and that signs you up for our Gov Delivery.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Any other questions? Next time we come together, August 19th, we're going to be doing design review transformation. That's a really great session. I highly encourage you and your peers and anybody that engages in the beginning steps of project delivery, that engagement with WaTech, to consider coming to that August 19th session. We will have Anna, the project manager, as well as Kathy there, and some technical resources to speak to that. With that, everyone, thank you for your time. This video we will publish probably in the next couple days, and we'll send a notification out for our agenda that it's been published. So definitely get signed up for that Gov Delivery. And with that, everyone have a wonderful day.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
That was great.